Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals. This is a journaling video working in my reading journal, and the book I'm looking at this time is called The Year of Less by Kate Flanders. And I read this as an ebook, so I did purchase this one. It was only about 50 cents. It was like 49 cents or 52 cents or something on Amazon Kindle. And I couldn't believe it. I was just looking at it, seeing if I would get it. And because it was only 50 cents, I'm like, yeah, let's get it. Even if I don't enjoy this book and I never read it again, that's worth it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, is this a glitch or something? And I checked all these other books to see if any of these others were 50 cents because that was amazing. Anyway, so I got it. And the reason I got it was also because my sister had read it and she said she, thought I might like it. She enjoyed it. These types of books are right up my alley. I love books where people do some sort of year-long experiment and write about what they learn and write about their experience. For me, I know for others that might be gimmicky. I am all onto this. I love this thing. I'd love to write my own books like this, and I'm sort of always constantly doing my own experiments and stuff. And, the Intentional Life course is part of my version of doing that. And the Intentional Life course, the prompts and everything, is sort of like my book. That's my book of sharing my process of how I set up my meaningful life. And that's why I called it the Intentional Life course rather than the Intentional Journaling course. Because as I was writing the course, it sort of became more than a journal course. It became, hey, this is how I live my life. This is what I've experimented with. This is what I've learned. This is what works for me. And I put it all down on paper and gave like life stories and things that I have learned through personal experience. And I was like, wow, this is more like a life course. And that's why it became the Intentional Life course. And my Intentional Life course was sort of heavily inspired by another book along this line of a year-long experiment called The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. I talk about that in the course, where she had a happiness project where she put in place things every month to try to live a happier life. And ever since I've read that, I've sort of done my own experiments year in, year out for the last who knows how long, 10 more years. And that's sort of, I've created my Intentional Life course back from those 10 years going through this process. So my aim isn't to live a happier life. My aim is to live a more intentional life. My aim is to live a meaningful life. And yet the course puts into words like all that I've done to get there. And it's always evolving and everything. But that's sort of my version of this. So this book, The Year of Less, mine's the year of intention, but this is the year of less. And straight away, I'm all over this. Like, this is my type of book. So I read it. It's a very, very simple read, very easy to read, very easy style of writing. It's not wordy, it's not heavy, it's not dense. It's just very laid back style of writing, which I love. I love quick reads like that. And I really enjoy hearing, personal stories, people sharing their personal deep stories and what they've learned and what they do to try and help and what they learn through that. Like, I'm all over that. These are the types of books I want to write, and these are the types of things I want to share on my channel. On each video, I want to share, a story and what I learned. And it's what I do with my courses. So mostly what resonated with me, though, with this book, aside from the whole premise of the year of less, where she's trying to live without purchasing an item that she doesn't absolutely need, like food. Obviously she's going to buy food, but no eating out and that type of thing, no buying clothes or that stuff. And that totally resonated with me. I love that. I'm all over that. I want to do the same thing. Like, whenever I read these books, I'm like, I want to do this. I want to do a year of less. I did the Project 333 one year. That is still with me type thing, where you only wear 33 items of clothing for 3 months. Loved it. So good. It was the best. And I want to keep taking that into the rest of my life. With my wardrobe makeover, it's a bit hard now, but it's still something I want to think about and be intentional about and experiment with. What she was doing was, like, she decluttered first of all, and then she didn't purchase things that she didn't need. And she goes through what she learned through that and her struggles with that. And the biggest thing that I resonated with was how she said she had to face things now because she couldn't turn to her possessions and buying things to soothe herself. She had to sit and wrestle with her own thoughts and feelings. And, you know, she shared her journey with alcohol and drugs and other things that people can turn to. We all have the things that we turn to avoid facing our thoughts and our feelings and experience. And it's when we're stripped of those things, either by choice or necessity, sometimes we're forced to, that we actually have to confront the uncomfortable feelings and things going through our heads. And yeah, I love that. I think sometimes for me, crafting is a way for me to avoid just sitting with my experience. It's like, keep busy. I need to keep busy and always have a goal and always do something with my hands. And that's my way sometimes of avoiding just being in my experience and feeling it and avoiding my thoughts, the uncomfortable thoughts I have. So that, yeah, really resonated with me. And I think that everyone would benefit from learning to not turn to, whether it's an addiction or an obsession or whatever self-soothing things that we have, that we turn to in order to suppress or to avoid our experience. And if we could all learn just to be able to sit with those uncomfortable thoughts and feelings, the uncomfortable experiences, we can face them instead of keep running away from them and turning to unhealthy habits and things that harm us. And yeah, we got to face the pain. We've got to face the hard stuff. We've got to face the discomfort. Don't just keep turning to things that can also help. Like, not everything is destructive. Crafting for me, I use that sometimes. It's a very wonderful tool for me, but it can be destructive in my life if I'm using it to escape emotions, and some people use eating or shopping for their method of numbing the pain or not facing the pain. So I really think that everyone could benefit from learning to sit with their experience, and maybe we need to figure out what are the things that we're turning to, and are they becoming things that harm us, even though in the short term they help us, but in the long term, do they stop us from confronting things that we need to, face? So I just love that. I love the deep things about that and how, I can really relate to that. So I've had fun decorating this page too. I put the book cover at the top corner, and then the cover sort of has these little different images in different colours, and I have these little confetti pieces in different colours that came in the box from Stationery Pal, and I just used them to decorate the page and sort of symbolize or represent simplicity, the simplicity of a circle and the simplicity of decorating the page just with these wonderful reused packaged items. And that kind of year of less, using what you have instead of buying stuff, that kind of stuff. So I love how it went really deep with that and connected with me on that level, and made me confront these things and made me think about my own life and what I turn to and what I need to face and all that kind of stuff. And I know not everyone wants to face it, and because it's easier to turn to those things that soothe us, but if we can be a bit brave and if we can be a bit courageous and go in and lean into the discomfort, I think that's cool. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on that. We've gone to black screen and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.